The hardest part of design is keeping features out. So hello and welcome. I'm your host Dr. Ruby Gill and I feel privileged to extend warm welcome to all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So attendees, we all are gathered here for an interesting and amazing session on the topic SketchUp. So we will learn to make 3D of a building using SketchUp. So we are here with our expert. So before we commence to the webinar, allow me to introduce the expert of the day. Architect Mustafizur Rahman, Associate Professor, School of Architecture, Lovely Professional University. An intellectual personality who worked with architect Abhijit Ray in New Delhi. He did Masters in Planning from CEPT University, Ahmedabad, where he majored in Industrial Area Planning and Management. Further, he worked for Haryana Infrastructure and Industrial Development Corporation. Mr. Rahman is pursuing PhD in architecture and an active researcher in the field of planning for inclusive cities. So, sir, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ruby, ma'am. Welcome, all of you. We are here to understand the current trend of architecture, that is using the 3D or three-dimensional software tools. With me, my student is there, Pranay Reddy. He'll be showing you some of the 3D models after I introduce the SketchUp to you. This is very important to understand that whenever we are making some buildings, we tend to make plans on elevations and sections. Along with the elevations and sections, we make 3D for the clients to make them understand that how the buildings will look like, how the interiors will look like, and what will happen if there is any kind of a color, texture, and shade and shadow falls on the building. The building formation and building three-dimensional look are very easy to understand by the clients. For their understanding, the SketchUp is a very good model which can be used by starting from the layman to the architects. The SketchUp model has been built in such a way that it can be used even by a school student. There are various geometry exercises that are given to school students. There are very small engineering exercises like making of a solid, insertion of solid, then cutting of solid, then formation of orthographic projections. These are generally given to school students, which also can be visualized by the SketchUp model. Now, without any delay, let me go through the presentation. These are some of the three-dimensional buildings views that can be created using the Google SketchUp 3D software. This is that was one building. This is a complex building form that can be created using the Google SketchUp model. This is urban design form that can be created and understood with the use of the Google SketchUp model. This is interior design also that can be created using the Google SketchUp model. The various features of architecture, starting from the interior design, architecture, and complex urban design forms, all those things can be created using the Google SketchUp model. And a basic understanding of a 3D model can be understood through Google SketchUp. This SketchUp software is so easy to understand that it has been created it can be used by even the school students, even the diploma architects, even architects, as well as the old persons who are not familiar with the three-dimensional softwares. They also can use this and understand how 3D and visualize their creations. Not only the architects, engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, and those who work in the field of building construction, they generally use the Google SketchUp to understand what is the basic form that is going on, what is the basic three-dimensional features that are going on. So the Google SketchUp, to download, if you are just understanding the Google SketchUp, then to understand Google SketchUp, you can download it from this sketchup.com, try SketchUp. This is a free pathway to understand. It is compatible with Windows and Mac. It is also available in mobile phone Android app, and also it is a free. There is a free modeling software which you can go through, like SketchUp free subscription. You can just click on it and it will open the online platform of Google SketchUp, which you can use. And why this is available in online also, you can understand how easy it is to use the and understand the Google three-dimensional features of a building. And even in website, it is available and you can actually use it online. Now, comparing SketchUp with different 3D softwares, there are lots of 3D softwares like Revit, and even in AutoCAD, you can do some 3D. Then 3ds Max is there. But Google SketchUp is very easy tool, and it does have a single window 3D. That means you actually work on 3D. The beginners can make something recognizable, like say, I don't know Google SketchUp, but I want to understand I want to make a table, I want to make a bed, I want to make a TV stand, I want to make, everyone wants to know how their bedroom will look like. So it is not only architect or interior designer they want to do, but it is every civilian want to make this understanding how their bedroom will look like, how their drawing room will look like. So they can use this Google SketchUp, and even within 4 hours of practice, they can actually start making some recognizable features and can make the whole room in actual scale and can understand how these things can happen. Now, SketchUp is a surface modeler. That means it does not have a very solid surface. That means if you are working with if you have seen people working with clay, then clay does have a very solid thing. Say, for example, if you break the clay, there is a clay inside it. But a SketchUp is a surface modeler. That means it is like a paper model. And if you cut the paper model, then there is hollow inside. So it is that simple. That's why it is easy to build up, and it does not have any kind of a very high-fi memory consuming. So even low configuration laptops can actually use Google SketchUp. So whatever SketchUp, the textures or color or rotation or moves, anything that is applied on the surface of the Google SketchUp. So if you want to understand Google SketchUp, then we can understand in such a way that there are some tools on the Google SketchUp screen. So the whole SketchUp screen can look like this. If you can see this cursor, then the whole SketchUp screen looks like this. And this screen does have 2 or 3, 4 parts, where you can see this is the menu bar. Here you can see file, edit, view, camera, draw, tool, window, help. This is called menu bar. And this one is called the tool bar, where you have lots of tools. This is eraser, this is pencil, this is arc, this is a rectangle or circle, whatever it is. This is push pull, and this is move, this is rotate, and this one is offset, this one is measure, and all these things, these are called toolbars. And this is called the modeling window. The bigger portion is called modeling window. This is the actual window, which I have split it to make it look visible. So this is modeling window. 95% of time you spend in the modeling window, where you actually work in the 3D. You don't have to work in 2-dimensional, or you don't have to plan. You just start with 3D, just like modeling something very solid surface and cutting and pasting, something like that. Then there is this dialog box where you have anything pop up, like you have coloring, or you have texture adding, or you want to color it red or blue, or you want to give it a brick texture, you want to give a cement texture. Then if you have something say, for example, the 3D prepared, and you want to right click it, and then there will be some context menu that will be coming up. Then there is this status bar, where you you will get some status, like whatever you are doing, the status bar will be writing it in text. That is one thing. Then what modeling, if you start modeling in Google SketchUp, this is a very basic thing. It's all about edge and face. So edge, what is edge? Edge is something like when you draw with a pencil, and if you draw a cube, then the drawing lines can be called as edge. So if you make a paper model of a cube, and if you join the papers, the joining parts or the cut parts are called the edge. So the what is the so the edges are always straight in Google SketchUp. Even if it is a circle, the edges are made up of straight lines. They are not increase or decrease the thickness. It is just a simple simple line, right? Then if there are faces, there are faces. To form a face, you just have to draw 3 points. To make a plane, there are two point make a line and 3 point make a plane. So the first thing that come up with a to make a plane, you just have to have 3 points, so that will become a triangle. That is the first plane that comes into a picture. Then from that plane, that can be called as a face. So this is a 4-point plane, and it can be a 6-point plane, it can be a multi-point plane, which can be a circle, and the 6-point plane can be a hexagon, and 5-point plane can be a pentagon, 8-point plane can be an octagon, so like that. So that is a, so all the Google SketchUp model is made up of line and faces, so they are combined together and they are made up of, then they make 3Ds. Then how do you draw edges? So if you start drawing, then select line tool like this. You just have to select line tool, whatever here. This is the line tool. If you can see the cursor. Then after selecting the line tool, you click where your line begin. So you just click where your line begin, and this the next click where you want to finish. This next click stop it. Then that will be one line. Then if you want to continue, you can give another line like this, and you can then wherever you just point the third point, then it will close automatically and form a plane. When it will form a plane, then you can also make use of dimension. There is this measuring tool, and you can also type how much you want actually. So you can actually, if you set the dimension diagram into feet, inches, or millimeter, they will set it accordingly. And you want to type, you will type, and then it will be coming up as exact dimension. Now, when this plane is ready, then you just have to push pull, and the 3D will be prepared. So I am just going to show you that same thing like that. So here is one thing. Say I just want a rectangle here. So I'll take a rectangle. I just draw one rectangle, and I will pull it. It's simple like that. Then I can draw one more rectangle somewhere here, and I'll just push, or I can do like this. So you can see the difference. This is a tool where you can get rectangles and etc. This is a tool which you can actually use as push and pull. Is simple like that, right? So now how you are going to navigate if you want to make the 3D, then you just want to look around and understand how those 3Ds are working into. So how do you want to navigate? So there are these 3 tools. One is this orbit, which can actually rotate. So orbit is something like if you have a glass of water and it is not covered, and you just rotate your hand in such a way that the water falls down all over the room, then that is the movement of orbit. Okay, then pan is something like you just put your hands on a paper and you move it on table. That is a pan. And zoom in, zoom out is some simple like a mouse cursor. You scroll up and down, but you have to select this zoom in, zoom out button, right? That is one way of doing. I'll just show you. So here is, I'm just bringing it down. So there is this navigation tool. This is called orbit. Here is the orbit. So this is orbit. So if you rotate it like that, you can just rotate. And even if you press the cursor hard, then you can rotate it like this. This is called orbit. This is called pan. Just have to move, just move in one dimension. It's just pan. And next is the zoom, where you can zoom in and zoom out. You can go into the model, outside the model, like that. Now, how do you, if you are making something, obviously you will be trying to make something repetitive. So obviously there are some repetitive things like columns which repeat itself, windows which repeat itself, chairs which repeat itself, table which repeat itself. So suppose you want to repeat, then there is a possibility like move and copy. So if you want to repeat, I'll just select all these and delete. If you want to repeat, say for example, I am creating a rectangle and just make it into a table. So it is like a table like that. Say for example, this is a table and I want this table to just copy paste. You can Control C, Control V. That can be one way of doing it. Just another Control V, one way of doing it, right? It can be like that. So you can actually paste one over the other. That is also a possibility where you can paste one over the other like that. So it is like that easy software where you can actually model just these surfaces. It is very easy software. To make it easy, they have done simple thing is that the edge and faces. You just have to understand there are two things only, edge and faces, right? Now, next thing is color and texture. Now, everything is not white, so obviously you have to add color. So there are two things, color and texture. Texture is in the material form in Google SketchUp. So if you want to add some color, say I'm deleting all these things, and I'm creating a rectangle, and I'm moving it up to make a solid surface, and little bit of puncture, say circular puncture I'm doing. And I want to add some color into it, right? So if I want to add color, I'll just click on B. I'll just click on B, and B here, this dialog box comes, which is a material dialog box where you can select colors. So there are colors. So if I select color, then it will be, say for example, I want red. I just click red from here. It is like paint. And I put a color red here. I want black here, put a color black here. And similarly, I want black here, and black here. And I want again red here, right? So it is like that. So what do I want color? Say, for example, I want this to be a transparent color, or I want red color here also. It can be red, and this one is black. So that is a way of doing a color, simple. Then how are you going to do a material texture? Say, for example, I want to give a material texture. So it can be something like that. Or I want to make something like tiles. So it is like a tile. So you can actually add up scales. The scales are not fit here. So I'll show something else. You can actually give some transparency into it. So it can be transparent also. So this is a texture of glass. That is also one way of doing it. You can also look through the object. Now, when you apply the texture and materials, the file become little bit of heavy. But after completing the whole project, maybe it is a bedroom, or maybe it is a table. After that, you can actually apply. In between, if you apply, it will become little bit of heavy. But yes, lots of big projects can be done in Google SketchUp. Next is what are the basic things that are here is this thing. One thing is rectangle. I have already used this rectangle. Second thing is the rotated rectangle, which is a complex thing, which you right now you don't have to worry about. It can be like this. It's a rotated rectangle like that. And next is the circle, which can be used like this. Next is a polygon, where it can be a different sizes or different forms. Now you just pull it up, it can go up like this, right? So that is one way of doing it. You can also cut it down by making just a simple line. Say, for example, you make a simple line here, and you can use that line to cut the surface into this kind of form. That is very easy thing to do in Google SketchUp. Now, these are the basic understanding which can be used to understand and create some forms. Now, I will request Mr. Pranay Reddy to share the screen and show you some of the projects that has been done by students of architecture of LPU, who created small buildings with interior, larger buildings. If possible, the computers support, then I will request कि तुम शेयर करो, प्लीज शेयर द स्क्रीन. Okay, this is a very a building which is there in a very urban area, which is a congested area, and a very thin land parcel was available. And it is the story of all the buildings in Punjab also, and in Delhi area, in Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, where all the sides of the buildings are covered up. So there is no much of space to go into. So the facades does have the availability of making some creativity in the facade. Also, there is an availability ki interior design bhi kar sakte ho aap. Then this model, you can show this. Can you show a little bit of explore this model? Okay. You want me to go back? Okay, we can explore some other models also. This is a hostel building that was created by Pranay himself in his third year project. This is a hostel building. There are football ground, basketball ground, no, lawn tennis. Then there is amphitheater. There are rooms. There is a contour that can be developed through Google SketchUp. Can you show a little bit around? Yes. Move the building. Yes. It was actually done on the contour side. Yes. This was done in the contour side, so it is a complex thing which has been done very easily in the Google SketchUp. Can we see some other models? This is also a hostel building. This is also a hostel building which has been created in Google SketchUp. Very easy to create. You just create one floor and it can be, say, other floors can be added up into it. Okay, and you can see the brick facade. It is a very dynamic and parametric architecture, and the brick facade is very dynamic, which can be which is a very good kind of innovation. And look how Google SketchUp actually created this beautiful model. Can you look into other models? Yeah, there is one black screen coming up. Black screen. Okay, this is a parametric form which can be kind of a geodesic dome, which also is a good thing that you can create so many things using this basic understanding of Google SketchUp. And our students have created so beautiful and innovative things that has been done in Google SketchUp. Look at this basic model which has been done in Google SketchUp. And this is a model of a house, which can you see the gate and the facade and the jali and the grills and the windows? All these things have been created in, and there is a staircase inside. We can go a little bit inside also, right? So we can go a little bit inside. See, this is the staircase. Doors have been created. It's complete interior, but actually what happens is the file is being large. Okay. That cannot be handled. It's local. So thank you, Pranay. I hope the exploration of the 3D models have given you idea how extensive we can go and how basic things we can build through the Google SketchUps. And thank you. If you have any question, you can ask. Over to you, Ruby ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for insightful, informative, and impactful presentation. Your expertise and knowledge in this field is evident from the quality of discussion today we have in front of our attendees. So your insights and perspectives provided valuable information to our attendees and helped to deepen their understanding towards this topic. And thank you so much, Pranay, for assisting sir in with such a great content. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, we have few queries from the attendees. So with your permission, we'll take up those queries, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. So, sir, one attendee wants to know that what all other advancements are there in our university, specifically in the department, which makes the university at par from other universities. So, what is your take on this, sir?
Lovely Professional University, the Department of Architecture actually does have some value addition into the client, into the students' academic. During the academic year, we actually try to add up the skills in their resume, and we don't actually come up with a one-time resume. We actually develop their resume from first year itself. So the part of resume we develop is year by year, and throughout the year we add up some skills. Say for example, we add up the workshops, seminars, the software skills, we add up the MOOC courses, NPTEL courses, and a certification from the industries, study tours, and all the internships that other universities does not provide. Is that we provide every summer semester, we try to send students to their localities, and their try to do so that they do internships, and so those certificates can be added. So those certificates like workshop, seminar, conferences. Also, we add up research paper certificates, we add up the software certificates, we add up the internship certificates, and ultimately the resume of the students become a very huge resume. Now also side by side, we try to make the portfolio of the students in such a way that their portfolios are added up from third year itself. So third year when they are going for the internship, small summer internship, they have their portfolio. Fourth year when they are going for summer internship, they have their portfolio. Ultimately, when they are going for a 6-month professional training, they have their portfolio ready. And ultimately, when they are coming up and making their thesis, all their portfolios are ready. So one thing is that. Another thing is that we have very all the equipped workshops, carpentry workshop, then metal workshops, mud workshop, then 3D modeling workshops, all the computer labs with all the softwares we have ready workshops and labs, and this makes us different from and advantageous from the other universities and colleges in the region.
Thank you so much, sir. And I completely agree with you. And another question we have is in the relevance to this, what you have discussed, sir, that attendee wants to know about the placement. So all the advancements, all the assistance which you have just mentioned. So how it affect the placements of the student? So anything on this, sir?
Sure. Our students mostly when they go out for their placements, their portfolios are created with lots of 3D views and the plans and etc. So the portfolios are made in such a way that their portfolios look very impressive with the softwares we teach, with 3D softwares. So it is 3ds Max or Revit or Google SketchUp or Photoshop. So their skills actually make the portfolio very lively. And with 3D models, the first impression, the first job cut that comes up with the client, they want that students must know the 3D softwares, basically 3D Mac, Revit, Photoshop, and Google SketchUp, which we teach them very extensively. And this 3D skill, 3D making skill, actually are required by the architects and the freshers. So freshers generally go and work in the 3D softwares in the big companies or big small companies, wherever it is. So their jobs become very much easy to get, and this skill makes them happen.
Thank you so much, sir. And I would like to add to this that a university LP, or more than we have collaborated with so many renowned names. So more than 500 companies, they visit the campus to recruit our potential students from different departments. And yes, as sir said, faculties are there to assist the student at each and every step, to whether it's to enhance the resume, to enhance their resume with the addition of the certificates, different certificates, or the anything else add on to enhance it. So yes, you need not to worry about the placements when you are at Lovely Profession University. And and to validate it, you can visit our website as well, where you can see n number of students with highest packages received. So thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And Now we have with us our admission nominee, Ms. Rachna Bajaj, Assistant Officer, Lovely Profession University. And as what Sir has discussed and I have discussed, ma'am will validate it as she will be discussing about the admission part, the website, and the other highlights of the university. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruby. Just give me a second so that I can share my screen. Okay. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to all,
Yes,
right?
yes, ma'am, it is.
Great. So good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home. So today I'll be discussing about various parameters which as a student you should be keeping in mind while selecting any university, any institute or any college. And today if I talk about LPU, I'll be sharing how LPU is actually making a difference in the education sector and following their Think Big slogan. So first up in the list to begin, we have LP creating history when 12 out of 13 LP students participated in Olympics and brought laurels to the country. Moving ahead, we would like to congratulate Neeraj Chopra, our student, LP student, who participated in Tokyo Olympics 2020 and became the first Indian to clinch the Lausanne Diamond League with a best throw of 89.08 meters. Further talking about placements, as Dr. Ruby and Sir Mustafa sir has already shared, we have thousands of students working in multinational companies across US, Canada, UK, Australia at packages over 1 crores. Apart from this, last year, approximately 2,000 companies visited LPU to hire students for placements and internships. So moving ahead with the rankings, personally, I feel rankings is one of the most important aspect which you should be considering. And if I talk about some of the rankings of university, first up in the list, we have the World University Ranking 2023, the Times Higher Education World University Ranking, where LPU has been ranked 23rd amongst top universities of India between both government and private universities. We also have the NIRF ranking by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, where we stand 47th amongst all government and private universities of India. Talking about the architecture ranking specifically, we stand 12th for School of Architecture and Design by NIRF, the Ministry of Education, Government of India. If I talk about innovation, we have Atal ranking of institution on innovation achievements, where we have been ranked 3rd in India. And the list goes on. There are multiple feathers which have been added in LPU's rankings. Now let's talk about the campus life and exposure offered. As a student, make sure that you enjoy your campus life and you get to participate in multiple events, be it at national or international level. And if I talk about LP students have got several opportunities to interact with Nobel laureates, participate in national level events or be it international level events. So let's show you a quick glimpse of some of the events which have taken place at LPU. We had the opportunity to conduct the 106th Indian Science Congress with a focal theme, Future India, Science and Technology, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Further moving ahead, we witnessed the presence of Nobel laureate, the 14th Dalai Lama, for the convocation at LPU. We also had presence of former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for the convocation twice at LPU. Former Finance Minister, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, for the inauguration of LPU Startup School. A very familiar face, a motivational speaker and a life coach, Gaur Gopal Das ji. He was here at campus. He interacted with the students. He motivated the students about life. Some of the heartthrobs, my heartthrob too. We had Shah Rukh Khan, we had Deepika Padukone for the promotion of Chennai Express. We had Sonam Kapoor for the promotion of Khoobsurat. Even Coke Studio was organized at LPU. And another heartthrob, we had the most famous cricketer MS Dhoni at our campus and several other celebrities. So our students keep getting opportunities to witness such events, be it related to academics or be it related to extracurriculars. So moving ahead with the infrastructure, You will be making several memories. You will be making several memories in these classrooms. You will be learning in the laboratories which are being offered in a particular campus. So make sure that you visit the campus, you go through the infrastructure facilities which are available in a university. Let's show you a quick glimpse of the infrastructure available at LPU. This is an inside view of our 9-storied central library, which has approximately 20 lakh books in online and offline mode for our students. Moving ahead, an outside view of our amphitheater. We have around 3 amphitheaters where several nukkad nataks, theater acts, skits take place for our students. An inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal auditorium with a capacity of approximately 2,500 audience, being the largest in this region. My favorite place are an outside view of our university mall. Let's take you inside this mall. We have all the basic facilities. You talk about stationery, you talk about electronic gadgets. If you want to dine in, we have Domino's, we have CCD inside, we have sweet shops, we have clothing shops, outlets inside. Talk about anything we have available inside this university mall. Apart from academics, we want our students to enjoy their leisure time. We have bowling area, we have pool area available inside the university mall, along with a university gymnasium inside this mall. So you have all these extracurricular activities to do while you are inside the campus. In case of any medical emergencies, we have 24-hour availability of ambulance and a university hospital with facilities like eye specialist. We have general wards, we have physiotherapists available inside the campus for in case of any medical emergency for the students. So this is an outside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal indoor complex, the stadium where several sports activities takes place. Let's take you inside. This is an inside view of the proper Olympic level all-weather swimming pool available for our students. 12 badminton courts inside this auditorium. We have shooting area, open playgrounds, a beautiful picture of our campus, and a mesmerizing night view clicked by one of our students. So yes, this was all about the parameters which as a student you should be considering. Let's move ahead about the application now, that how you can apply for admissions and explore about the programs which are being offered at the university. So for this, what you have to do is just simply visit our official website, which is www.lpu.in. And on the top, you can see an icon of admissions. So for your ease, we have segregated all the programs as per the eligibility, be it related after 10th programs, for diploma architectural assistantship program, for after 12th programs where you can explore for B architecture. We have after graduation, the master's program where you can explore for a master's program in architecture field. So I'll just show you an example of the B architecture program, how you can explore all the details related to a particular program. When you click on after 12th programs, you can see we have segregated all the disciplines for you, be it related to architecture, planning, interior, product, engineering, management, etc. So I'll just simply click on architecture, and here we have our B Arch program. So you can see that the duration of this program goes 5 years with total 10 semesters, and make sure that you check the eligibility criteria, which clearly states that a student should be passed with minimum 50% in 12th with English, physics, chemistry, and mathematics as compulsory subject. Along with this, you should be passed with 50% aggregate marks in physics, chemistry, maths as well, subject to qualifying NATA 2023. So you need to qualify NATA as well to take admission in this program. Or in case if you have appeared for any diploma, you should be passed in that diploma with 50% marks, which should be of minimum 3 years, recognized by central or state government, with mathematics as a compulsory subject and NATA 2023. So this was all about the eligibility. Once you scroll down, you can see some student achievements, which our students have gained till date, some of the rankings of this program. We have also listed the 5-year curriculum for you. Just click on it, you'll get the brief of the program. And here we have the another part, the financial aspect, the fees and scholarship for this program. Although, as you can see that the fees for this program goes 1,20,000 without scholarship, but yes, we do have several scholarships for you, which you can apply for. You can see we have scholarship on the basis of 12th. Let's say if you score minimum 80, 82, 89.9% in 12th, you'll directly fall in category 3, that is of 40%, and your fees will be reduced to 72,000 per semester. If you score even better, you score between 90 to 94.9 in 12th, you will fall in category 2, that is of 45%, and your fees will be reduced to 66,000 per semester. Last but not the least, if you score 95% or above in your 12th, you will fall in category 1, that is of 50%, and your fees will be reduced to 60,000 per semester. Let's say if you couldn't score well in 12th, don't worry, you still have an option of the scholarship test, which is organized, which is conducted by LPU only. This test will be for 90 marks. You can check the tentative cutoff we have mentioned here for you to fall in category 1, 2, or 3 scholarships simultaneously. Once you scroll down, you can see we have listed some other scholarships as well, which you can avail. We have scholarship on the basis of the NATA score. We have scholarship on the basis of JEE main paper 2, if you have appeared for it or going to appear for it. We have some other scholarship based on innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. If you are an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, you have started up with something, make sure that you share that information with us on our official email ID, which is admissions@lpu.co.in. Apart from this, we also have financial aid for serving, retired defense, CAPF, paramilitary personnel, and their dependents. So if you want to inquire or avail any such scholarship, again, you have our email ID, admissions@lpu.co.in. So last but not the least, I'll just quickly wind up with another important thing, the important dates. As you can see that the registration is already going on. Our applications for this program started in November 2022, and the last date to take admission in this program is 31st March 2023. And today is already 23rd March. So hurry up, guys, register yourself, proceed for the provisional registration by initial payment of 10,000 to book your seat, and parallelly apply for the entrance test, apply for qualify, satisfy the eligibility criteria of this program as I mentioned earlier. If you want to apply for LPU Nest, these are the dates. The last date to apply for the scholarship test is 31st March. You'll get your exam dates between 5th April to 30th April, and within 48 hours, you'll get to know what scholarship you have availed. In case of any queries, feel free to get in touch with us. We have listed down our helpline details on the right side of the screen. We have schedule a call icon. We have our WhatsApp team available for you till 6 o'clock. We have our live video counselors available for you. You can also take a 360-degree view of our university. And you can also get in touch with our helpline numbers through our helpline numbers, which are available right down at our website. So over to you, Dr. Ruby. I suppose I have shared majority of the information which can be helpful for our students to apply for admissions at Lovely Professional University. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for briefing our students with all the highlights and other details to take admission to enroll in a particular program. So thank you so much, ma'am. So attendees, that's all for the day. My heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for attending this webinar. Your presence, participation, and support were instrumental in making the event, this webinar, a grand success. Experts, you have brought valuable insight and expertise to the table, and your presentation and discussions were both informative and engaging. So we understand that your time is valuable, and we appreciate the effort you took to join us and help to create an environment of collaboration and learning, which will be useful to the attendees. So thank you so much. And attendees, we look forward to hosting more informative webinars. So for that, keep a check on our official website, that is www.lpu.in. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.